I'm gonna be drawing some pictures from Pinterest and literally just talking about whatever comes to my very beautiful, intelligent brain. And I'm gonna be drawing inside of my junk journal. Isn't she pretty? I named her, but I don't remember her name. Actually, my junk journal. This is the front of it. I have a bunch of stickers. And on the back of it, this is one of my favorite pages. This is also one of my favorite pages. It's so pretty. And I started this July 8th to be specific. Which it's so crazy how it's February of 2025. Like, time really do be going. Like, yeah, it's so funny to me how like everybody's always like, wow, time be flying, as if like months are not a routine thing, as if we don't annually experience, you know, the seasons, the months, the days of the year. Like, this is something I've been experiencing time moving forward for 21 years now, and I'm still like, wow, time is just something so spectacular. I have some inspiration, and a lot of these images, the things that I'm drawing, are not original art, so credit to the artists who drew these things. I'm gonna actually show you what I'm gonna draw first. So I'm thinking about drawing that and also that. I love drawing suns and moons and like mushrooms and stuff like that. Like, it's just very much my vibe. I love it. Oh, I forgot about this. See, like, this is really, I just be doodling. That moon though, you can't really see it, but how am I doing? Thank you for asking. I've been experiencing a lot of ebbs and flows in my life, especially within family and healing as well. And I hope you guys can hear me. I'm talking very low, but I don't need to yell. Like, y'all are not that far from me. I don't have TikTok anymore. And the fact that people are like, oh, you know, we got TikTok back. It's not even in the app store anymore, which I had no idea. And so I offloaded the app because I was taking a social media break. And when I went to go, like, I guess download it again, even though the app is still on my phone, but it's like, oh, the app is not in the app store anymore, so it can't be downloaded. And I'm like, but honestly, it is what it is. Like, I can still go on TikTok on my computer, but I'm not gonna do all that. And I think honestly, not having TikTok has been saving me a lot of time from like mindlessly scrolling and giving me more time to just be with myself and to not have so many distractions. Now, don't get me wrong, babe, there's still Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. Okay, there's still music. Okay, like, the distractions are still gonna be distracting, okay, but not as much. Like, I'm not really upset. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm gonna miss making content on there. Y'all are not gonna be able to see what I'm drawing, y'all, because I film with my phone, so I make do with what I have, okay? But I love to draw. But how are you guys doing? Like, I don't know what to talk about. I was thinking about what to talk about when I was thinking about making this video, but I'm like, nah, everything just slipped out of my damn mind. I stopped smoking weed because I was a chronic stoner since I was in middle school, okay? I don't know if I can multitask, honestly. I haven't even started drawing. And I stopped smoking now for a lot of reasons, but the main reason is because I really do not like the way being high feels. It's not as fun as I was convincing myself that it was, especially because every time I would smoke, I would feel anxious and super paranoid before I would smoke. If I was in a good, happy mood, I'd be like, I want to smoke, because, you know, just to like exacerbate that feeling. And it did the opposite, and then I would feel like shit, which is not what I want. And I just like being sober. I like what sober feels like. I like having a clear mind and I used weed a lot to escape. The more that I just dig within my psyche and do healing work, and the things that I found a lot of safety and security in are crumbling. The illusions are being shattered, and which is good, like, period. It's just not as fun as I was convincing myself. Like, even when I started smoking at a very young age, like, it was fun because it was something to do out of boredom. It was to kind of mask the loneliness that I was feeling, and even other habits and vices that I indulge in to mask that loneliness. Weed was in my life for a purpose, and I'm not gonna like demonize, like, it's not the devil's lettuce, babe. Like, it just affects me differently, and I wish that I had like a relationship with weed where it didn't make me feel super anxious. Like, some people smoke weed and they're like just chilling, and babe, I'm like, so not every time I smoke was like a whole episode. Most times, you know, like, the idea of smoking was more exciting than actually being high, or like the building up of like rolling, you know, a joint or packing a bowl, and just that whole thing was more exciting than actually being high. And just realizing that my relationship with weed was very unhealthy, and, you know, I abused it and was dependent on it. I had times where I took breaks from smoking, and I'm decently good at like going cold turkey from not smoking. Sometimes I'll dance with myself with it, that I don't want to smoke, and then I'll be like smoking more because I'm trying to hold on to it. But then sometimes it just kind of gets to a point where I'm like, I don't even fucking want to do this anymore, and I just like have to give that part of myself that doesn't want to do it anymore a chance to stop doing it. Giving yourself a chance when it comes to like letting go of habits or even trying something new. Just trying to hold on and, you know, make excuses for myself that I wanted to smoke weed still. I was like, but I love weed, I love it so much, but it, like, you know, just trying to, you know, make it work, try to convince myself that I can just like heal my relationship with weed, or that I can just do something differently or smoke less, or, you know, only do it at night, and, you know, just try to make it work. But if anything, I was just trying to avoid letting it go. Look at that. I can barely see it. LOL. I really had to get serious and honest with myself about how weed made me feel, because I, you know, had the idea, had the urge, and then I'd smoke, and then I'd be like, why the fuck did I even do this? Like, I don't even like being high. And it would just be like this whole thing that I would kind of like spiral over and feel shamed about. I kept honestly doing something that I know that I didn't like, but I was like letting the urges like take over, and I would do it. So when I made the promise to myself to not smoke the most recent time, I ended up smoking because I was in a good mood, and I was like, you know, like, it might be different this time, and it wasn't, because I ended up feeling very anxious. But the way that you approach situations, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you show up for yourself when it's in a compassionate way versus like a very harsh critic type of way, I feel like makes all the difference. So when I ended up breaking that promise with myself, I was very honest and held myself accountable, right? So immediately after I smoked, like, I was feeling anxious. I was like, ugh. And so in that moment, I set time aside for myself, because I was also eating and watching a show, you know, just having a good time. And I went on my bed and I placed my hand on my heart, and I told myself that you did break a promise with yourself, but you do not have to be hard on yourself. You feeling guilty about breaking a promise with yourself just shows that you care, and you feeling high right now, you feeling anxious right now, is only a temporary experience. Even though you broke this promise with yourself, you are still worthy and deserving of love. You are still enough, and you do not need to be hard on yourself, because this feeling and this experience is temporary. And I was just, you know, of course, holding myself accountable, because I make a promise to myself to not smoke weed anymore, and I did break that promise with myself. When we want to make promises with ourselves, that part of ourselves that wants to do something differently, we have to give that part of ourselves a chance. With not wanting to smoke weed anymore versus the part of me that does, like, I still get those thoughts or those urges that cross my mind related to smoking, but I don't, because in those moments I remind myself that I know that I'm not gonna like it. I know that the idea of it is more exciting and dopamine hitting than actually being high. Being kind and compassionate with yourself, and you know, creating that safe space for yourself truly makes all the difference. And instead of going down the path of like self-hate and self-criticism, and I know especially for me, self-hate and self-criticism is something that just comes easier, it comes more natural to me, because when you grow up in an environment, in a family where shame and criticism is the love language, basically, it's like second nature. It's what feels safer to you. And so love and compassion is not like automatic. Sometimes in those moments when we feel triggered, when we feel unsafe, we go into autopilot and autopilot back into habits and mindsets and ways of doing and being that, you know, is what feels safe to us, but not necessarily is healthy for us. And so breaking that pattern, that cycle with love and compassion, I feel like if anything, me in that moment showing up for myself, holding myself accountable, but also knowing that just because I broke a promise with myself doesn't mean I'm not worthy of love, doesn't mean I'm not good enough, is honestly probably a huge part and reason why I haven't smoked since. And just being honest that I don't even fucking like to. Like, it's all fun and I don't think I'll never not smoke again, but you know, not so dependent on it, not all day every day. No ma'am. I just like being sober. Like, being sober is fun. Like, can we normalize being sober? You know those okay, like, this is just literally me gapping and not drawing, but I gave the sun some rays. Okay. Ow, my back. Oh my god, y'all, I did a strength training workout. I did a strength training workout yesterday, and I'm the type of person, and this is something I'm working on, but I'm the type of person who, when I do stuff like that, I jump all in. Like, I jump 10 steps ahead and not even, I hurt my back. Okay, long story short, I hurt my back. I don't need to try to, like, it's not an all or nothing. I don't need to do something that I'm not used to doing and do like the hardest intense weight with the most intense workout. Like, it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to have a beginner workout and using the lightest weight that I have and work my way up, build up my strength, because it was not, doing all that was not worth hurting my back. Okay, no ma'am. But that's also like, it blends into just like my all or nothing mindset, or this mindset that I have to just be an overachiever. I have Chiron in Capricorn in my 6th house too, which is the if you know anything about astrology, the Chiron placement is the wounded healer placement. So I do have a wound of achievement. It checks out. It really checks out. Astrology is like a niche of mine. Like, I don't really know a lot about it. I only really know about my chart because I'm just like that. But like, who doesn't? You know what I mean? That's probably where everybody starts, is learning about their own chart. So I have a Pisces stellium in my 8th house. So I like getting to the meat and the potatoes of my psyche and my soul and trauma. I dive in, babe. I dive into the dirt of it all. I just want to know about myself, you know? Like, who doesn't incarnate in this life to play? No, I came in this life to learn about myself. And I also have a Leo stellium in my 1st house, okay? Leo, Jupiter, and Venus. And I'm also a Leo rising, okay? Like, I didn't come to play. I didn't fucking come to play, bitch. But in my 8th house Pisces stellium, I have the moon, Uranus, and Mars. So, I don't know. Y'all read me to filth. If you know anything about astrology, read me to filth. Read it. I also have had realizations that I'm the love that I'm looking for. And I realize how, with having a wound of believing that I'm not enough because of experiencing like neglect and abandonment in my family. Me talking about this casually, but it really, like, I realize how usually stuff that happens like that really has nothing to do with the person who is experiencing the neglect and the abandonment, and has everything to do with just like the person who is like the parent that is the neglectful one. and how this kind of blends into being in limerence at one point in my life, lol, and all of that stuff, and how like I've always internalized being rejected, and how I always thought that it was me not being enough, but I realized like I am enough. Like I realize how in my relationships it's not that I wasn't enough, because also I'm a very loving person. I've always been a very kind, honest, kind-hearted person. I've always felt like maybe it was me, maybe there's something wrong with me, maybe I'm too much, or maybe I'm not doing enough, but it really isn't. It has nothing to do with me. And I realized like people have been truly so fucking lucky to have me in their life, and it's not my fault or my choice or within my control to try to fix or change people. So I'm actually drawing, but this is like a yap and a draw sesh, so what did y'all expect, babe? I love to talk. No, because who doesn't love to talk? Like, I hope y'all are drawing with me. I hope y'all are drawing with me. I don't like the nose, babe. Like, I don't... I feel like collectively a lot of people are in that place of ebb and flowing with life, where a lot of just like pain and just unresolved trauma, unprocessed emotions are coming up to the surface, and you know, either people are running away from it or facing it head on, like a bad bitch would and a bad bitch should, period. But no shame if, you know, sometimes you do choose to run away from it. That's how I can be sometimes. Like sometimes I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to feel this, and then I end up, because like 111 on my timer, that's the second time I've signed on my timer, but I'm just like, sometimes I'm in a place in my life, especially with my spiritual awakening, where like I can run away from it, but babe, I'm always going to hit the fucking wall into what I'm running from. Like there's no real running from it. There's this illusion that I'm running from it, but babe, like this life chose me, and on a soul level I chose this life, so there's really truly no escaping it. Honestly, I don't really want to escape it, because I know that my purpose and everything that I've been through has led me and prepared me for something bigger. If you've seen my other videos, I do not plan on neglecting or sacrificing my truth and my purpose for the status quo or any other fucking false illusion that just is not in alignment with me. Especially when, like, with everything that I've known now in my life, at the place I'm at in my life, I feel like there's really no going back. And it's not that I even want to go back, it's just like babe, like this is what I chose, this is the path, and I don't plan on like putting the mask back on anytime soon. I feel like shit is harder to draw when it's like on a bigger thing, because when I drew this sun, I drew it from my phone and it was so much easier, but also I was like just fucking drawing it without even really thinking too much about it. But now that I'm doing a lot, it's not. Sorry, the lighting in here is not the best. I can actually fix it though. I don't like it too bright, because especially it's late, it's like 10 right now, and I like a low lighting. But y'all see where's the album? Where is the album? We need the damn album. I hope y'all know what video that is. I love my room. Like, I love my energy. Like, my soul, my interests are the reason why I'm the way that I am. My room is the way that it is. Like, I'm just the vibe. And honestly, anybody who has ever rejected me has missed the fuck out, and I dodged a bullet, period, because I am enough as I am. Like, I always have been and I always will be. Like, that's so funny how that works. That is actually so cute. Hold on, let me show you what the update is. So that's the mouth, and I'm changing the cheeks. How the fuck did I draw this before? Clocking in, I'm locked in, y'all. I really like these eyes though. Like, whoever drew this, I love you. Like, you're so talented and you deserve a raise wherever you work, if you do work. And shit, if you don't, hey, neither do I, babe. I work for myself, period. Well, I love being chaotic. Can we talk about how I'm straight and how I literally thought I was bisexual? Honestly, no, because can we talk about that? I don't know if I'm lying to myself. I ask myself what my sexuality is all the time, and I'm like, well, I know I like men, but do I actually? Because, like, of course I find men attractive. Of course I want that peen sometimes. Should I be talking about this on the internet? Probably not. But I'm gonna stop. And like the thing is, I love women, don't get me wrong, like women are gorgeous, like y'all eat down boots, like y'all are beauties, but like I'm not really sexually attracted to women. Or if it's like I am, it's like more masculine presenting women. Like I just like masculinity. Is that like, no, because something like, just cancel me then, fine, I don't care. I like a masculine energy, but all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy or whatever the fuck within us. Like we have those polarities. I feel like I'm overthinking how to draw this, so I'm not gonna lie. Okay, she's gonna look a little bit like a cyclops. You can't even see it, but that's okay. Like nobody's perfect. We all have our flaws. We're not all symmetrical, and that is okay. Like you don't need to be symmetrical to be beautiful. Like sometimes you could have a lopsided face and that's okay. Like you can be accepted. Like I will accept you. She needs some eyelashes though. I love drawing eyelashes personally. It's like one of my favorite parts of drawing like eyes or facial features in general. Something so majestic about it. Even eyelashes in general. Like there's just something so magical about a fucking eyelash. Honestly, I liked using a pen when I first did this, but also when I did it, I was just like doing it so nonchalantly, not really even taking my time with it. I don't like this. But you know what? Sometimes art is ugly. Like that's okay. Like as long as I'm creating, that's fine. Oh my god, 10:10 on my clock. 10:10, guys. It's 10:10. Do you know what that means? Yeah, me neither. I'm kidding. When I reflect back on my when I was first, I guess, starting out within my spiritual journey versus now, it is so insane, but in such like a beautiful way, how I don't care about, and it's not that I don't care about angel numbers, but it's not like I was like going out of my way to look for them like obsessively. But I feel like everybody who's in that spiritual awakening or who's gone through that has had that phase before. Like I feel like that's just a part of it, especially having access to like social media. I do not like her eyes, but you know what, she is beautiful and we're gonna keep them like that. Honestly, I'm not mad at the second eye though. Oh, that's why it kind of looks weird, because I didn't even draw the nose. I did, but I erased it. I didn't like it. Why is she kind of yelling at it? Hold on. Like, she's a diva. I think I'm gonna name her. So it looks absolutely nothing like the picture, but this is like a good warm-up for me. I think I'm gonna name her Esty. Esty is a friend of mine. Y'all, what if I started singing on here? Because I am not a one-trick pony. I'm a jack of all trades, okay? I write poetry. I'm a singer, bitch. I'm an artist. Like, listen, I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve, okay? Okay? Clock it. This is the only thing I'm gonna fucking draw. Because oh my god, I forgot what this motherfucker's name was. Yeah, thanks for listening to me talk and draw. But I'm probably gonna make more videos like this because I love making like help healing content. But girl, that's not my life. That's not my whole life. Bye.